This is Sherry with At 45, the magazine for women over 45. Those of us who are rediscovering who we are and exploring what we want next in life. And we want more. More of everything: love, fun, and laughter.
Hmm.
And today I'm really excited to be chatting with Nianell. Nianell is a creative entrepreneur with a stunning voice. She's a South African and international success, with many of her songs playlisted on radio stations worldwide. She's a talented writer, a gifted singer and musician, world published author, and an inspirational speaker. And Nianell creates magic. And that's how I came to meet her. So welcome, Nianell.
Well, I'm so very happy to be sharing and being part of your program. Thank you so very much.
So when we arrive at this stage in our life, there's a lot of living behind us. And I think we come often with a lot of baggage. And life is full of stresses and tension, and sometimes we need to find relief. And I think you've created an amazing assortment of uh, inspiration and motivational items that can help women on that journey. But first of all, I was just fascinated by your journey. Where are you from?
So I love what you just said about how after 45 we actually want to have more. We want to have more fun. We want to have more in life, and I just love that. It excites me because I think that is truly why we are here, to have more and more and more. So I was born in a tiny little place called Omaruru. I was the only baby in the hospital when I was born, and this is in Namibia, which was, it used to be the southwest of Africa, and then we became our own country, and it's called Namibia now. And I was born and raised there, and then finally, after I matriculated, I came to South Africa, and I have been living here for the last 25 years.
Amazing. Now I know that you've also spent time in the United States with your
I
music.
did. I did. I've been traveling quite a bit, and I also went to Montana for quite a while, where I was studying a little bit more about. I did a lot of studies in metaphysics and a modality called theta healing, just to tap in to understand better what it is that we believe about ourselves and about other people and about life. Because whatever we believe is what we will create for ourselves, and is what we will create more of for ourselves. So it's very important to get to know yourself and just to connect with the essence of who you are. See, I believe life is a journey of remembering. First of all, we have to remember who we are. And then when we can remember that we are pure, unconditional love, sparks of God, that essence is within all of us, then we can start to practice loving ourselves and loving other people. And the final stage of this remembering is when we finally let the universe, the all that is, and people love us back. That's when we learn how to receive, because all of us loves giving. It's a wonderful place to be in when you can give. It makes you feel strong. But in order to receive, now that's very vulnerable. Most of us believe that receiving is a weakness. I believe it's the greatest gift that you can learn to master on this plane of existence, on this beautiful earth, is to allow people to give to you. When you finally let them give to you, you say, thank you, I am love. I have learned to love myself, and you are also welcome to love me back.
That's an amazing philosophy, and so grounded, like in reality. But also, it's pushing back a little, I think, at many things that we naturally learned in life, right?
Yes,
That
what we've been taught was the opposite. We were taught that we have to sacrifice and we have to work hard and we have to give ourselves up, and we have to be perfect, and those things are very, very hard. So I believe that most of us, in fact all of us, have a lot of unlearning to do before we can learn something new, before we can get to this stage of being. I love the word being. I have written so many songs about being. Life's gift to me is just to be, just be. I have written quite a few songs about it because some part of my essence always remembered since I was a little child that I am meant to be. I'm supposed to be. I'm not a human doing, I'm a human being. But that took a lot of practice. I think I've only learned in the last year what it feels like to truly be. I wrote this song, Life's Gift to Me, just before I gave birth to my triplets. And that was before 2007. So I wrote it in, I think, 2006. And I always joke and tease and I say, I know what happens to control freaks. We end up having triplets, and then, you've never been in control and you're never going to be in control. Um, and even though they have taught me so much about letting go, it's as if we have this need to control everything. And I think it is such a wonderful place to be when you have learned and you also know what it feels like to surrender, to let go, to allow the universe to give to you, to help you. And I think I finally now at 48, um, just before my birthday was in September, so I just turned 48 2 months ago. I think I finally really know what it feels like to let go and just be.
Well, it's a wonderful life lesson. And actually, quite amazing that a lot of women come into this phase of their life starting or on that quest to do exactly that. Because one of the things talking about learned behavior is it seems that women have typically, and I mean, I know this applies to me, have typically learned that we have to give ourselves up. Like we're supposed to be the nurturers. We're supposed to like, if our children are hungry, our children get fed and we don't. If they're unhappy, we're meeting their needs, not ours. And I think we reach this point in our life, maybe after careers or our children are starting to get a little older, where we start to question that because we end up in a space where we no longer are in touch with ourselves.
Absolutely. You know what? I speak and I work with so many women, and usually after 45, that's the age where they're going to start asking the question, when am I going to get back everything that I've been giving and doing in my life? When is it my turn to receive? And the thing is, at that age, or this age where we often forgot what it feels like to even have an idea of what we want because we were so focused on what everybody else wanted that we kind of forgot what it is that we want. So the one question when I ask women, what do you want? Most of them will sit there and really not have an idea of what they want anymore. And it's because most of us stopped feeling. Now, the thing is, when you didn't get what you want at a younger age, it feels so horrible. It hurts so much when you don't get what you want. We sometimes make the decision, you know what? I am not going to want anything anymore because I'm going to be disappointed. So, and I never want to feel this pain again. And so then we decide to sort of almost stop feeling by not wanting. And we focus on everybody else. And we've also been taught that we can get unconditional love, or we're going to get love and acceptance when we work for it or when we prove that we are worthy. And then we think by working for it and giving and giving and giving. And then one day you ask, but when is it my turn? Now, the thing is, when we give and give, at some point there's going to be a resentment because life is about balance. when you give, you also have to receive. It's all almost like breathing. You have to inhale in order to exhale. And if you just continue to exhale, you're going to eventually turn blue in the face, probably become ill, or your whole world will sort of fall apart and shake around you, because it is important to maintain balance in life. And that's usually when we get here, we say, well, when is it our turn to receive? And most of us have never learned what it feels like to receive. So we don't know how to allow ourselves. In order to heal, we have to allow ourselves to feel again. And this is a bold statement, because most of us don't want to go there, because, when we feel, we're going to have to admit that a lot of things in our lives probably don't feel so good, and that it might need to change. And then we're going to have to make decisions. So it's a better place to stay in the numbness of not feeling. But if you want a shift and change in your life, it is going to be very important for you to get back to the place of feeling, because it's our feelings that will show us whether we are in alignment with this source energy, this abundant, this unconditional love, which is your birthright. It's your divine right to have joy and love and peace, prosperity, beautiful relationships, and wealth and health in your life. And if it is not flowing for you, on some level, you believe, or you have disconnected from the flow of that. Perhaps feeling that others deserve it more. And so we just need to get back to that place of, I'm worth it, and I believe it, and loving myself, so that we can be in alignment again. Now, when you are in alignment, things flow for you. It's easy, and it's effortlessly, and it feels good. And I'm allowing. I finally know what it feels like to just be. But when it's hard and you're suffering and it's a struggle, you have said, it's okay. I've got this one on my own. In other words, you're doing it from your own strength. You're doing it from your own power. And then you are going to be exhausted. So I often tell this story about, imagine we're standing on a big boat, and imagine you and a child, your child is standing there, and you can't swim and your child can't swim. And suddenly there's a big shift or a shake on the earth, and your child falls overboard. And next to you is Captain America. And you say to Captain America, hang on a little bit, I've got this. And you jump into this huge ocean to go and try and save your child, and both of you can't swim. Now, you see, we do this on a daily basis. We tell this creative source, however you want to call it. I like to call it the creator of all that is, but some people call it the universe, God, or the source of all love. It's like we say to this beautiful essence that we're all part of, hang on a little bit, I've got this. Let me do this, and the more we do this, the more we suffer, more things and so it's a great passion of mine to assist people to clear any limiting beliefs and blockages that might be interrupting the flow from their side, so that it can flow again. Because, like you said, we want more. We want this beautiful life. We want to have fun. We want to enjoy ourselves. And the truth is, this is why we are here. When you die, I believe they're going to ask you two questions. They're going to ask you, were you of service? And they're going to ask you, did you have fun? Did you enjoy your life? Now, these two questions can't stand separate from each other, because you cannot truly be of service if you are not enjoying your life, and you cannot truly enjoy your life if you are not being of service. Now, if you've been of service a lot, but you're really not enjoying your life, you have been lying to yourself. There was an imbalance. So my invitation is let's get back to where your cup is full, to where you so that you have so much more to give. I realized with my children that they learn through our example. And I want my children to know that they are capable, and it is possible for them to create their own joy. And if in my journey I was constantly sacrificing my joy for someone else, that would be the example that I am for them. Now, I've got 3 little girls, and I want them to learn through who I am, not through what I do, I want them to know that they have free will. They create their own joy.
Absolutely.
If I want to be, I have to have that joy.
We're having just a little bit of audio issue, Nianell.
Are you still, can you still hear me? Can you still see me? Did I cut out?
Yes, no, I've got you, so that's great. Thank you. That
I'm
was,
just wondering. I'm just wondering if those of my children's probably gone on devices, you know, because it's evening here. So I'm wondering if South Africa, we don't have the awesome Wi-Fi that you have over there in America. Sometimes
yeah,
for me on my side here where I stay, it can be limiting.
right. Well, that's fine. I'm able to get you just fine. So I love
Awesome,
the
awesome.
analogy, and I love the idea that we should be asking ourselves every day, are we having fun? So what do you think is the first step a woman might take if she is at that place where she's struggling a bit with who she is and what she wants? How can she go about finding that reconnection again?
You know, um, I would say they should purchase my online Connect course because that is a wonderful way of just really connecting with yourself again and to connect with life and to connect with all that you are and really understanding yourself. Because when you know yourself, you'll be more confident and then you will also know what is blocking you and what is not flowing for you. So, I have created this online Connect course, which I think is a wonderful way to reconnect with all that you are. It will help you to effectively communicate with yourself and others again to create more interdependent relationships. And it will also help you discover who you are and why you are here and show you how to tap in to this beautiful energy that you are a part of because you are a magnificent, amazing being. So besides this fantastic online Connect course that I've created, my advice would be um, to become quiet. The most important thing in life for us is to learn to listen. There's always guidance. There's always a way forward. There's always help. You are not alone. You are truly connected one and part with all that is. And by spending some time with yourself and by learning how to honor, respect, and nurture yourself, you can begin this journey back to connecting with yourself. Now, on the Connect online course, I teach many techniques of how you can again connect with yourself. Beautiful techniques that can help you overcome your fears, that will make you aware of what it is that you believe on a subconscious level that is creating the unwanted reality that you are currently experiencing. There's so many ways of how we can truly burst out of a reality that's not fun and truly create a magical life for ourselves. When you become quiet and listen, you will receive guidance. And this is one of the things that I focus on this course to show you how to become quiet and listen. Your life will truly change if you can just work in your daily schedule about 20 minutes just to be with yourself, to listen and to feel the oneness and the unity that we are all a part of. And before you know it, that beautiful peace and love energy that you are a part of will start flowing through you and into your existence.
Well, I had a sneak peek at that course, and that's why I said you create magic, because
Oh, yay!
it
Thank
was
you.
there was so much to learn in there, uh, and I think the fact about starting with quietness is really key. I know it has been in my journey, because often with that unsettled feeling that we have, we're actually filling our life with maybe drama or noise because we don't want to take, we don't want the work of figuring out what's causing us that disquiet. So it was one key thing that I definitely found valuable was taking that time to be quiet and receiving what the universe is trying to tell you instead of trying to shut it down. And it goes back to what you said about emotion. You know, we've been denying ourselves for so long that we actually have to go through the process of relearning what an emotion is.
Absolutely, and what it feels like to feel safe with your emotions. Because, like I said, this is your guidance system. When it feels good, you're in allowance. And when it feels bad, you're trying to do it yourself. So you can already evaluate where you're at. Now, to get to that place of allowance, it does take courage. It takes courage to let go. You know, why we have this need to control everything is because on some level, on this planet, we want to own things. We want to own a home and a car. We want to own property. We even think that we own our husbands or our children's or our partners, or and we even want to own other people's opinions about us. You know, we have this great need for ownership. The reason why we want to own everything is because we feel that if we own it, we can control it. And when we can control it, we can change it. When we can control it, we can create safety for ourselves. When you have this great need to control, it actually just says you don't know how to trust. You don't know what it feels like to trust. And trusting is what we want to get back to. And it's truly the most powerful manifesting tool is if you can learn how to trust, because then that desire to control every aspect of your life will fall away. Trusting feels good. This weekend, I was giving a course and I got this example, and it was so wonderful. I said to this person, "What would you like for Christmas?" And the person said to me, "I would like all my debt to be paid off." I said, "How about if I tell you that all your debt can be paid off and I'm going to give you a red Ferrari?" And he's like, "Yes, this sounds amazing." So I said to him, "Okay, imagine I am a billionaire and you and I like you. I think you're amazing. I'm now going to pay all your debt off and I'm going to give you a Ferrari Christmas." And we sign a contract, it's sealed. You know that I have the money. You know that I'm good for it. You know that I'm a person of my word. And you know it's coming on Christmas. How are you going to feel for the next 2 months building up to Christmas time? And he says, "Oh, I'm going to feel amazing. I'm going to be excited. I mean, you know it's coming. You're going to have it." And that is what trust feels like. Trust feels good. Trust feels like exuberance. You're excited. I mean, you feel fabulous and amazing because you know something's coming. And if we can have faith in our manifestations like that, we know it's going to come, then we will be able to create all the abundance that we want because we will allow it to flow for us. Unfortunately, most of us will start thinking, well, am I worthy of it? Is it really true? This sounds too good to be true. And then we start doubting. And that's when we spoil the process of this beautiful stuff coming for us, which is our birthright. It's our divine right to have this. But it's our own fears, our own doubts, and our own beliefs about ourselves and the negative emotions we hold in our heart that in the end creates for it not to come. So if you want to know what trust feels like, think about something you know you're going to get. You feel so amazing about that. Trust really means that you're having fun because you know all is taken care of.
Again, a wonderful analogy because uh, all of us will remember something that we've been excited and anticipated. And when you're in that mode, life feels fun.
And when you're in having fun, it's like you attract more great things into your life. And that's why you want to be in that space of feeling good. That's what true allowance feels like.
Absolutely. So you are not just speaking from knowledge, you've actually had training. You um, are a theta healing master. So how did you come to add that to your resume?
Well, I've also got my certificate in science and theta healing, and I did quite extensive studies doing all the practitioner courses and all the instructor courses. I've also got a and my PhD in metaphysics. I've always had a keen interest in metaphysics, which is just um, the abstract ideas of and what it means to, when we talk about thought and we talk about knowing and we talk about feeling and being and our identity in space and time. Since I was a little girl, it felt to me that I just had a knowing about things that might seem very complicated. And I think one of my greatest gifts is truly to just simplify the complicated things. And I love studying and I've researched throughout my life um, a lot of modalities. I've done sound healing and I've also looked at brain gym. But the theta healing technique for me was one of the most powerful techniques out there. I include that when I do my one-on-one sessions, and I also work very much with sound. Um, since I can remember, I had the ability to hear frequencies and vibrations that people don't hear with the normal ear. And so when I work with people, I tap into their own beautiful soul sound. I often sing it for them as well, so that they can just remember what it feels like to be part of this oneness that we are all part of. There's nothing more powerful than music to open up the heart and to help you to feel again and to connect with that magnificence that you are a part of. And what an honor for me to tune into people. When people come to my meditation events, I sit there and I listen to the beautiful songs that everybody vibrates, and I get to sing it for them like a symphony and bringing it all together. And people receive great healings in the meditations. They get guidance because through the tones and the vibrations, their DNA understands it, their soul understands it. And on a physical level, it just calms them down so much, makes you relax. It's just so beautiful. I love doing that so, so much because there's nothing more powerful than music to open the heart.
Well, it sounds wonderful. Is there one particular person's story that you could share without identifying who they were, that really touched you?
I, do you mean a story of what's changed for them in their
Yes.
lives, or?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I have many, many clients coming to me. I specifically remember a man coming to me, and he had a beautiful movie that he has written, and he was looking for sponsorship to get this movie to film it. He was also a director and a movie producer. And as I listened to his vibration, I could clearly hear that he does not know what it feels like to receive. In fact, he believes that receiving is a weakness. And we went into his subconscious mind, and through a very deep meditative state, we asked for changes to be done, that he knows what it feels like to receive, that it is safe for him to receive, and that he can receive without having to justify it or without having to work hard for it, that he can feel strong while receiving. And it was about 2 months after that that he received his full sponsorship to create his beautiful movie. I have clients that comes to me that suffer from severe depression, anxiety attacks, and they can't sleep. And I would go in and we would just listen and give the frequencies and the vibrations and just remind them who they are again and what it feels like to feel safe and secure. And the vibrations in the music often reminds them again that they are one and connected. And we also clear limiting beliefs. So I had one specific lady that after her session, she stopped taking all her medication. She could sleep through and she stopped having panic and anxiety attacks. So it's very, very powerful stories that we work through. I have a couple of people during the meditations who will tell me they've come in with back pain, they've come in with headaches and physical pain. I had a man once there with a who had a back operation, and he could not sit up straight. And after the meditation, he had absolutely no pain, and his mobility completely changed. It's very, very healing. In order to receive a healing, you have to be willing. You have to allow it, and you must believe that you are worthy of a miracle. You have to believe in an instant healing, and you will receive it. Whatever you believe about yourself and about others and about life, exactly what's going to create your reality for you.
So I think what I hear you saying is that our belief and how we approach receiving and giving is actually what can be a barrier to what we want to do to succeed, or dream of succeeding, or what we believe is our destiny to receive.
Absolutely. So, whether you believe this pure essence, this source divine is God or the creator of all that is, however you want to look at it, the answer of this flow of unconditional is always yes. So, if you walking around, yes, if you walk around thinking, I don't feel good, you know, life is unfair, the and feeling, I'm fabulous, I'm amazing, I'm so worthy and so deserving, life is good, the answer is yes. You have to become aware of what it is that you think and feel on a daily basis. It's not just your thoughts, it's mainly the vibration of feeling. So when I listen to a thought, it's a very short and small vibration. When I listen to a feeling, the vibration is much bigger. Now, the bigger the vibration, the more chances of another vibration that is similar to that will resonate with it and come in. So if you walk around with any negativity in your heart, you're basically just attracting more of that into your experience, you know. So what you want to do is change the song into your heart to a happy one. Now, often we try and do this with our own will, and then it's going to become difficult, you know. We're going to get discouraged. It's not always that easy to hold a feeling of joy. That's why I want to invite people to let go of that, and just become quiet. Let the source energy help you with all these challenging things, you know. You can just listen to some beautiful music, even just a simple sound, a drone sound. I've created some beautiful meditations and just some beautiful, I've got 3 20-minute channeling sounds that people can purchase from my website. Um, uh, One is a connect meditation, one is earth healing, and one is just to to just connect with yourself. And you can just listen to 20 minutes of this beautiful music, and you will move into a beautiful space of joy again. Like I said, it's if you're going to try, which is not something that ever works, to control your thoughts, it's going to become challenging. It's when you release all resistance. It's when you let go. It's when you surrender. When you don't try, that you're going to get it right.
So Nianell, it's just fascinating and so inspirational. So if women would like to get in touch with you, how do they do that?
Well, all the information regarding my courses and my one-on-one sessions. I have just launched another book, Life Simplified, which I'm so happy. Every time I read through the book, and because it's a very simple book, you can read through it in 1 hour. Every time I just give myself another high five, because it reminds me just to feel good. We seem to forget this stuff so quickly, so that is such a great reminder, and I love reading that little book myself, just reminding me again, just be. So if you want to access any of this information, you can go to my website, www.nianell, that's NIANELL.com. And you can go to my products, where you'll find all my products lined up, meditations. I give a lot of events here in South Africa, but if anybody anywhere in the world wants to book me to come to your country, you're very, very welcome. I come over to your place. I can do beautiful performances, music talks about my book. I can actually give my Connect course wherever you're staying, wherever you are in the world. You'll just have to get a certain amount of people for me, and then I'll come. So it's nianell.com, and there you'll find information regarding my Connect course as well. You can download my meditations. There is an audio book of my book, Life Simplified. Um, any information you'll find there. And if people want to personally connect with me as well, they can email me at Nianell, Nianell, at nia, nia, .co.za. And that information is also on my website. So the easiest way is to go to nianell.com.
Thank you so much for that. And thank you so much for meeting with me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
I loved talking with you, and I'm also a great admirer of what you've been through and what you've created, this platform for us to share our stories. Thank you so much. I really, really value and appreciate it.